The Sao Paulo Grand Prix 2024, Sunday qualifying. Q2 with 1 minute and 37 seconds left on the clock, this happens.
Found the wall, the third car to find the barrier today. He was trying to recover, but the red flag is out.
So Lance Stroll binned it in qualifying, again. But that's not too bad, I guess. It could be worse. At least he will be in the race. Unlike Alex Albon, who binned it in Q3, damaged his car that badly it was unrecoverable. 3 hours later, all the drivers are on the grid ready to start the formation lap. Intermediate tyres and a newly fixed car, Lance Stroll was ready to tackle this race and maximise his result. Yet he couldn't even tackle turn 4. Due to a brake issue, which actually is explainable and very unfortunate, Lance gave the ball another visit, not even making the start lights. But that wasn't the worst part of this situation. He was down the escape road and all he had to do was a simple 360 spin and drive away. But Lance Stroll has infinite IQ. Instead of doing said 360, he turns halfway and drives directly into the gravel trap, beaching his car and putting him out the race. See what I mean about the infinite IQ? Surely at this point the boss of Aston Martin has to think about replacing him because he just isn't a good driver. What's that? The boss is Lance Stroll's dad. That explains it. Surely just a coincidence, right? Well, if you consider Lawrence buying Prema, Lance is Williams' seat, then Racing Point to give Lance a seat a coincidence, and yes it is. Aston Martin have better alternatives. Felipe Drugovich, 2022 F2 champion and Aston Martin reserve driver. Stoffel van Dorn, 2015 GP2 champion, Formula E Season 8 champion and Peugeot WEC driver. And finally Jack Crawford, F2 driver with multiple wins and podiums across the junior categories. We don't even have to use drivers from the Aston Martin pool. Drivers such as Teo Pourchaire, Fred Vesti, Victor Martens, Alex Palou and Mick Schumacher are all very unlikely to get an F1 seat anytime soon, and will all do better than Stroll. Yes, even Schumacher. Since Fernando Alonso joined Aston Martin, he has scored 268 points and 8 podiums. In the same time, Lance Stroll has scored 98 points and 0 podiums. He scored 170 points less than his teammate. Checo does that and he's on the verge of losing his seat, which he should, but that's a whole different topic. Yet Lance is doing it and there's not even a comment over the press that he should lose his seat. Sod it, put Valentino Rossi in the car, he'd do a better job. An Alonso-Rossi partnership at Aston Martin would be iconic. Imagine being at Aston Mechanics. You've seen your driver bin it in the wall, you've got 3 hours to repair it for the race, only for him to beach it in the gravel before the race has even begun. Surely you'd be the most depressed mechanic in the paddock, even more depressed than Williams. If I was Mike Crack, I'd just ignore Lawrence and get rid of Lance at the end of the season. There's no other choice if Aston Martin want to one day become Constructors' champions. He has a good race maybe twice a season, 2 in 24. He's lucky he's in a car that's capable of getting points or he'd be dead last in every race. Well, maybe not dead last. Remember his amazing qualifying run in 2023? 8 Q1 exits in a row, then throws out his steering wheel, pushes his PT and gives the world's shittest answers in a post-quali interview.
Well, Lance, we saw frustration from you on the TV screens. This obviously means so much to you. What are your emotions right now?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry for the language there. What is not clicking for you behind the wheel at the moment?
I don't know.
Okay. And how does this change your mindset for the weekend? Is it now a test session? Are you going to go for it in the sprint?
Keep driving.
That's what you get when your dad pays for your seat and you have the least amount of talent on the grid. Well, maybe not the least amount of talent. In an interview, Lance had this to say.
The system is to, keep the guys that don't deserve to be there, like from just like buying their way through the junior series and getting to F1. It makes like the guys that, win deserve and earn their spot to get there. And I think it's great. I think it's good to see the best guys that win the series leading up to F1 get to F1. That's I think that's the idea.
That, my friends, is called irony. This driver, this one, is going to drive an Adrian Newey car. How have we let that happen?